One of the most popular forms of exercise worldwide, if not the most popular form of exercise, is running. Now, running does have some real benefits. Today, we're going to talk about 5 different ways you can run for maximum fitness. Let's go.
Not at all.
Yeah, right. Best way to run away from it.
Yeah. You know, I want to say this about, I've said this before on previous podcasts, but there are a few things that humans do, let's say physically, very well when you compare us to other animals in the animal kingdom, okay? One of them is throw for accuracy. We're the best at throwing for accuracy. And the other is actually running for distance. Humans are exceptionally good at distance running in comparison to other animals. In fact, this is probably one of the strategies that we used as hunter-gatherers. We would, we wound an animal and then we'd run after it. Yeah. And we'd run until it got so tired that it had to stop, and then we would ambush it and kill it. In fact, there are races that have existed in history, in recent history, where it was a long distance race.
Horse, right?
Yeah,
don't they still do that?
I don't know if they still do it. We should see.
I thought there was like a famous name.
But it was a horse versus a human. It was for distance, and 50% of the time the human would win. So this is how good we can be at running. And if you look at our anatomy, we're really exceptionally designed for it. We have really big knee joints. We're upright.
Human versus horse races are still actively held around the world.
So it's the man versus horse marathon.
Yeah.
In Wales, 22-mile course. Pretty cool. So we have these big knee joints. We have these really big Achilles tendons, these muscular feet, big glute muscles. We're upright. Now, of course, the issue is that we stopped running when we were kids and decided to pick it up when we're adults. So we just don't have the skill of running. Yeah. But if you have good skill or good technique, running is a great form of activity if your goal is endurance. And I just want to be very clear with that. It is a phenomenal form of exercise for stamina and endurance. And one of the great things about running is so much of the endurance from running translates to most sports. Mm-hmm. So one of the challenges with gaining athletic performance with a form of exercise is how well does it translate to athletic performance in a sport? And most sports involve running. Yeah. To some extent. And
so, unless you're swimming, but then that's a whole nother
totally
endurance.
Different. But running is by itself.
Yeah,
but swimming by itself.
That's really the biggest value I see is as far as like a performance perspective of like being able to have that type of endurance of continuous movement. And so, that's definitely beneficial in that environment.
What's an interesting add to the point you're making right now is, that we were made to run, right? We were built to run, but we just stopped doing it at a certain age, and then we assume we could just pick it up and do it again, and this is why it can be so detrimental to so many people. We were made to squat too, and we just stopped doing that also. You ever watch a baby or a kid sit in the squatted position,
just play
comfortably? And in some cultures, they do that still, and you can see that no one has a problem with that. But we quickly are in chairs, in cars, in seated desks, and
built to climb or built to lift things over our head.
And then we just stop. Sitting in that position. And what's interesting to me about that point is that nobody thinks it's wise to all of a sudden get under a barbell and start back squatting a bunch of weight. Like we're scared. People were scared to death to do that.
Yeah.
But we're not worried about just getting out and throwing your sneakers on and going
until we're tired.
Going for a 5-mile run until you're exhausted when you don't do that anymore and you haven't done it well in a very, very long time. And and maybe it's because the squat carries a more risk for an acute injury right away, where the running tends to sneak up on you in a more chronic way?
Well, I think what part of it, Adam, is we have this memory of running when we were kids, and you see kids running out, and so you think, I should be able to do that.
Yeah,
maybe
it's like automatic.
Yeah,
you think in a sense. It's funny too when we had Brian Kula on the show, like just the stuff I've learned from him in terms of like prepping your body again to account for these ground forces and account for that type of impact that goes up the kinetic chain. There's a process to that, just like you mentioned, like for squatting. It's like, there's a whole progressive way to do that so you can actually like benefit from it instead of making it turn into a problem.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm glad you guys went here because it is a skill, and like all forms of exercise, which are all skills, you want to approach it with the intent, if you're not running now and you're about to start running, with getting good at it first. So before you do anything else, before you challenge endurance and you challenge your speed and you're pushing adaptations, just like with strength training, the idea is, can I get good at running so that when I do start to push myself, I don't end up hurt? Because running has a very high rate of injury precisely because people don't run well and then they go out and they decide to run hard or till they're tired, in which case if your technique is bad when you're not tired, it's only worse when you are tired. And then this is when injuries happen. And so you're moving your body in a way that's suboptimal. You get overuse injuries, which are super, super frequent because of the way you're moving. So treat it like a skill. Go out and learn how to do it well. Now, if you're at this place where you're like, I think I can run, and I would like the benefits that I can get, the athletic benefits or the performance benefits or the adaptations that I can get from running. There are a few ways to approach running, and each one of them has its own value. So the first way, which is probably the most common, I think when people think of running, the one that they're like for working out, right? When people think of running for fitness, the one that they're probably picturing is this first option, which is you're just running for distance. Like the idea with this style of running is my goal is to be able to run further and further without having to stop. So I'm trying to build that kind of lasting endurance where, just getting started, I could run 1 block. Eventually I can run 2 blocks and then 1 mile and then 3 miles and then 4 miles and so on. Now, of course, there's a limit. We don't want to go too crazy unless you're going to compete in some type of a running event. But with this style of running, it's pretty straightforward so long as you train appropriately, so long as you make sure you recover and your technique is good. Where the goal really with this style of training is, can I extend the distance of my running? Can I get myself to be able to run further and further without having to stop? So it's very, very straightforward, that particular style.
Yeah, I mean, I know the other one, I don't want to jump ahead of you, but it's like, I've always loved recommending to people that want or have this goal of like, I want to get in shape, I want to lose body fat, I want to lose, but I also want to get some of the benefits from running. Personally, I've been able to not only for myself reap these benefits, but for all my clients that I've got to do this. If just getting good at the mile run takes you pretty far. Yeah. Like getting your mile time down, and so sticking to a distance.
Talk about something that translates to the real world.
Yeah.
Like when you have to really run more than a mile.
A mile.
God forbid you have to actually run more than a mile.
Yes. Yeah. And it's enough distance to build a little bit of stamina, endurance. You're not going to go run the Boston Marathon off of that. But most people aren't trying to do that. That'll give you enough stamina, endurance to do most things and activities and play and basic hikes and being at a theme park all day. More than enough from just having a good mile time, and you don't risk impeding your muscle building goals and fat loss goals, which is what most people want. Most people at the hierarchy of why they join the gym. I mean, there, of course, some people could be here for longevity or could be here just for getting endurance. But most people show up to the gym because they want to look better. They want to change their body composition. They want to lose body fat. And so we're always talking about how cardio is terrible for fat loss, but improving a mile time is a great way to reap a lot of the cardiovascular benefits, stamina, endurance benefits that you can get from running without impeding on your fat loss.
You're not overdoing it. And so with this, what you're talking about, Adam, is this is a strategy of running, whereas the first strategy was I'm going to try and run further and further and further. The second strategy is I'm going to pick a distance and try and get faster and faster and faster at that distance. I love the mile. I love it because it's short. You can get fat. You can improve for a while at your mile when you first get started before you have to add another mile or so. So what it would look like is like, let's say
It's a good target.
Let's say you're just getting started with running, and maybe you the first time you try a mile, it takes you 12 minutes, because it's really hard and you're going, it's tough. And then your goal now is to get down to 11 minutes and then 10 minutes. And then can I get my mile down to 8 minutes and 7 minutes? And so the training is always the same distance. The difference is not that I'm adding distance, but rather I'm just trying to run faster. MAPS upper lower. It's a 4-day bodybuilding split. Men and women's version. Build, sculpt, shape your body. Go to mapsupperlower.com. Use the code LAUNCH for 40% off.
All right, real quick, if you love us like we love you, why not show it by rocking one of our shirts, hats, mugs, or training gear over at mypumpstore.com. I'm talking right now. Hit pause, head on over to mypumpstore.com. That's it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
It puts you at a lower risk because when you push the distance you tend to push, you're flirting with the fatigue side more often. And that's typically when the mechanics start to break down. And so even if you did do all the steps, the Brian Kulo getting ready for run, and you did all the things, but you're flirting with distance and trying to go further and further, you tend to be flirting with the end of that versus I'm trying to get faster and faster.
You're right. All of the ones that we're going to talk about, there's two of them where technique it's even more important that technique is perfect.
Yeah.
One of them is when you're running really long distance. The other one's when you're trying to sprint.
Oh,
those two
favorite.
require like the best technique because one is all out and the other one is just keep going, type of deal. So we went for distance, or we're trying for the same distance and speed up the time. Here's a third one. The same time, but for more distance. So it's kind of a flip on the second one. So what does that look like? Well, I'm always going to run 15 minutes. 15 minutes of running, no matter what. And
how far did you get?
Yeah. How far did I get doing 15 minutes? So it's always the same time. Now, people like this one because it's very black and white structured amount of time. I'm running for 20 minutes or I'm running for 30 minutes or whatever. This is the amount of time I'm going to run. So it's very easy to fit into your schedule. The difference with this is you just track your distance and you go, wow, last time I ran a mile, this time I ran a mile and a half, same amount of time. Yeah. So you're getting faster. So it's just a different approach to improving your stamina.
I think I paid attention more to that when I was rowing and I got into that for a bit. And it was a nice little competitive kind of outlook on that to see how far distance you can go. Honestly, the number 4 one is my favorite though, that you're going to get into. And it's like you said, if you're going to get into sprinting, all your ducks have to be in a row.
Yes.
Anytime we're going to now look at squeezing and focusing on acceleration, velocity, there's any little hole in the kinetic chain that hasn't been addressed is going to come out with force. So, but the benefits for me with sprinting, and this is something I still do incorporate actually in my own programming, it's still anaerobic. You can do it in a way where, it's still muscle preserving, but I can get all those benefits too, because I can acclimate to that fast twitch, that high demand, and not burn up all my energy. You can actually practice this and get some of the stamina from it, but not, get to the point where you're aerobic.
So if we refer to circuit training as the cardio of strength training, sprinting is the strength training of cardio. Okay. So sprinting looks like this. I'm going to pick 50 yards. 50 yards is the distance that I'm going to run. And my goal is to run that 50 yards as fast as possible. After I complete that 50 yards, I'm going to treat this like strength training. I'm going to do the 50 yards and I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest until I feel like I can run that 50 yards as fast or faster than I did the first time. Yep. And I'm going to do sets. Fully recovered.
Most people won't do that.
And I'm going to do sets of this. And what do the sets look like? I don't know, 4, 5. That's it. Like you would if you were doing squats. If you start to sprint and your time gets slower and slower, time to stop. So the idea with sprinting, what typically happens with somebody who's, except for really advanced sprinters, is your second sprint it typically comes out faster than the first one. Mm-hmm. So you sprint as hard as you can after you're warmed up. You rest, and you're like, I feel like I can beat my last time. And then you go for it again and you got faster. And then you repeat that a third time. And if you can maintain between the first and second one, you're good. Do a 4th set. Typically by the time you get to the 5th set, for most people, if you're running hard, times start to go down, or should I say go up, in which case you're done. So you literally treat it like doing sets. The value of sprinting, it builds power.
Yep.
This is a muscle building form of running. Now, I'm not saying this is muscle building like strength training, but of the forms of running, this is the one that's going to preserve muscle, potentially build in some people, but this is explosive. This is strength. This is not tons of stamina and endurance, although there is a stamina component.
So I'm with this is the best of the 5. Arguably, you could argue the 5th one for some ways, but I think this is the best. What it looks like for me, it looks like what I said about the mile, and I work up to this. So what it looks like is I get on there right now. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm probably got a really rough mile. Let's just say it's bad 9 minutes plus. And so I get on there, and it's 9 minutes, and then over the course of the next couple weeks, I work that mile time down from 9 minutes down to sub 7. So now I'm running sub 7, so it's a good mile. It's not my best. I'm not super fast there, but I'm getting pretty good. But now I've allowed my body to kind of adapt to that, and now I'm a little more ready to prepare myself, I think, for sprinting up a hill really, really hard. And what I'll probably do during that process of getting that mile down is have these little mild sprints in that run.
Yeah.
So
what do they call it? Fartlecking? Is that what it's called?
Fartlecking,
Yeah, fartlecking.
Is that what it's called?
It is what it's called.
F-A-R-T-L-E-K.
I didn't know that was a term.
It's a funny name, but
Sounds like I made something up.
And it's building a sprint.
It's like so you coast and then sprint. And
Yes.
then coast and then sprint.
Yeah. And so I would build that into
That's a real word, guys. Look it up.
I would build that into my improving my mile time until I've got myself a really good mile time. I've gotten comfortable with kind of sprinting like that. And then I would do it in a more traditional, 4 sets, 3-minute rest periods in between, and going as hard as I can and train that way. And then that would be a great place to kind of reap all those benefits. Is that fartlek?
Yeah, I told you. It's a real word. I know. First time I learned it as a trainer, I thought somebody was
yes. So you punking me right now?
Yeah. So that's sprinting, right? Oh, by the way, all of these will build stamina and endurance, but they're different, right? So when you're doing the two extremes here are distance and sprinting. So distance running, lots of just this kind of low level, continual kind of effort, stamina, grinding stamina. Sprinting is I can be fast and explosive. And so they're very, very different, but they both do build endurance, just in a different way, right? Lastly, now this is my favorite one. I think this is the best one. And the reason why I think this is the best one is if you find this, if you figure this one out, you're probably not going to stop. And that is you run for fun. And what does this look like? I don't care. I don't care what this looks like. Maybe it's running after your kids at the park. Maybe you go to a big park. I've done this before with my little ones. Go to a big park, you play hide and seek, and you chase them down. And you're having so much fun that the next thing you know, 40 minutes goes by, and you just ran on and off for 40 minutes. Maybe it's running with a group or friends,
pick up soccer game
or basketball or something like that. In my opinion, this is the best way to run, because this is the one, if you actually genuinely are having fun, you're just going to want to do it, and you're going to be consistent with it.
The only challenge I have to this one, because I don't disagree with that, is if it's one of us or somebody who's north of 40, picking up a basketball and playing is a quick recipe for me to get injured.
It's not fun.
Yeah. And it's not fun.
You're going to overdo it, without knowing.
So that's the part I would caution somebody who wants to run for fun, who hasn't done any running, and you want to and you have no methodology or plan on how you're going to go about doing that, and you're just I'm just going to play baseball or play basketball.
Yeah.
That's the one problem with this, is that I think playing and having fun and doing active things like that, depending your age and your condition, could also put you high risk for injury.
Totally, 100%. All of the things that we're saying here, just like any other fitness advice we give, is you got to be able to do the thing safely. You got to be able to have the technique and the skill to do the thing safely. Otherwise, don't do it. Okay, so because injury is a real potential.
Yeah.
So what do you? So just kind of change the subject. You guys want to know what I did this morning? At 6 a.m.
Worked out.
Oh, jiu-jitsu probably.
No.
Ate something.
No.
Had meal one.
I knew you guys. I knew you guys would never guess, even though we just came off the topic. I ran.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I mean, was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Run.
like you know, like a jog.
Wait. You are also the guy who walks at 2.5 speed. So this means did you go to 4?
No. I ran.
Still a walk for me.
I ran.
Did you put the big old New Balances on for that?
I did, dude. So let me just tell you my experience.
The moon
right?
shoes.
Oh, God, I can't wait to hear this.
So I'm now the method that I'm using is the distance for time one. So I'm doing a mile. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do is a mile.
See, I love this.
All I'm gonna do is a mile. And my
trying to
goal,
improve on it.
My goal is to improve on the mile, but probably for the next, I don't know how many weeks, my goal is to get really get good technique, because it is remarkable how much of the skill of running I have completely forgot or lost.
What?
It is crazy.
Well, remember when I told you? I told you when I first started doing it, how much I had to concentrate.
It's
Bro.
annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm running and I feel like
That's funny.
and I feel my knees and everything. Like, what is going on, dude? I should not.
I haven't even got to running. Like, I started going through the series with my son, and I'm just working on like ground forces and like little bounces and like little bounds and technique, and like I'm like, just that is keeping me occupied. I'm like just trying to coordinate my body again. It's crazy.
All I did, so I bought because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this out. So let me get the most corrective, like supportive, protective shoes.
Hookah shoes.
So I got like
springs,
the ones that correct, pronation, lots of padding, all that stuff. And so I got those. And this morning I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, and I kind of roughly know what a mile is, and I kind of tracked it. And so I'm just going to cruise.
Oh, you did that old school, like outside?
Yeah, I went outside.
Oh, you didn't do it.
So part of the value of it is to be more outside, to be out, my neighborhood, type of deal. It's nice weather right now, so why not? So I, went downstairs, got my shoes on, and
were you wearing your cut off gray sweater? Or?
No, I was not, dude. I was not. No, I wore just little running shoes and a tight. Why am I telling you what I'm
rubber
wearing?
bouncy ball?
What are you doing, bro? No, stop. So I cruised, ran the mile. I don't know what my time was. Actually, I was trying not to track because I just wanted to get comfortable running.
Box some frozen cows.
It was dude. Hey, we're gonna get to that.
Stopped at a meat factory.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that.
Trying to move it forward.
But I did it, and I was just the whole time. I'm like, wow, this just feels awkward, dude. I forgot how to run. This is wild.
How long before you had to start walking?
I didn't. I did the whole mile.
Oh, you did?
No, I ran a whole mile. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I ran. In fact, I sped up at the end because I was conservative and kind of jogging.
Yeah.
And at the very end, I'm like, I'm gonna just kind of push it a little bit. But I didn't stop. I think the jiu-jitsu I've been doing the past couple of weeks has already built my stamina.
Oh.
Enough to be able to kind of do that.
Oh yeah.
But it was
that contralateral kind of movement going.
Well, so here's the thing, dude. This is what I felt. It wasn't so much the stamina, because I could have definitely pushed it harder. It was the technique, and then I could just feel every part of my freaking body, dude. I could feel my knees.
Yep.
I could feel my back, and it's all because
it's totally different stimulus,
bro. It's because I don't know how to run.
Well,
I felt like I was hitting the ground with 500
that's
pounds.
a muscle that's
you're also
fatigued.
25, 30 pounds over your weight that you normally carry yourself.
I told myself that too. I said I'm heavy right now.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens.
It's a big difference for me. I noticed a huge difference when I'm 230 versus when I'm 205.
Yeah.
205 moves a lot.
You know what's crazy about that, Adam? If you have an extra 20 pounds, the force you hit the ground with is far more than 20 pounds.
Oh yeah, I forget what the multiplier.
There's some multiplier.
Yeah, there is. It's
I know immediately by how flat-footed I am when I'm running. That I'm overweight, and then it starts coming up finally, and I'm like, oh, I'm on my forefoot, and I'm like, I feel like light, but yeah, it's like usually 210 or something like that. I'm like, okay, now I can.
I think run. my athletic build is going to be around 205, 210. That's what I think. And right now I'm still 218, maybe 215, so just way too heavy.
Yeah. Have you been holding pretty strong there?
I dropped. I'm down. I'm still like 218, 217.
Really?
Yeah, which is wild. I thought I would drop more by now, but it might take a little longer.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, again, I think it just highlights that you're not going to lose a lot of muscle. I think you think you're going to lose.
I might need to eat less, dude, because I need it to happen.
Yeah.
I already am eating less a little bit.
Why do you think I've been harassing you about that like crazy?
Because you just like to harass.
No, dude.
You like to body shame everyone.
So we can't do it to anybody else.
I mean, you're doing all the right things with reducing the volume, this and that, but the amount of food you're still eating is not going to lose you weight.
You know what I'm afraid of by cutting the food?
You're just going to get shredded, dude.
No, that's not. I'm afraid of the recovery. I don't want to compromise my recovery from all this new stimulus that I'm doing. Like, I don't try to get hurt. That's the number one thing that I'm trying to do.
I don't think
now, speaking of what you were saying, Justin, you guys watched the trailer of the.
I did. That's why I was curious
It looks
about your
good.
What's it called?
opinion.
I Am Rocky.
I am
So,
Rocky or
like,
Making
can I
Rocky.
just
I
set
think
this
it's
up?
I Am Rocky.
This is a movie about
Stallone.
making the movie
Yes.
of Rocky. So him writing the movie and then
I
pitching
play
the
Rocky.
movie.
I play Rocky.
Yeah.
First of all, Justin, God, man, this guy right here.
Yeah.
First of all, the story of Sylvester Stallone writing that movie and how he got
I
made the movie.
I actually didn't know all of that. So
it's crazy.
Oh, see, I do. Yeah, I read up about it. It is. I mean, it is interesting, but I don't know that it's
that's
a
why
Interesting.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Interesting.
I mean, is it true or do they exaggerate
No.
how much he gave up?
No.
dude. He sold his dog.
No. This is what's crazy. So,
And he was offered.
he was a struggling actor,
Yeah.
trying to make his way, wasn't working. Watches a fight, okay, on TV. You can watch this. You can pull it up on YouTube. Chuck Wepner versus Muhammad Ali. It's considered one of the worst
I've seen it.
matchups in history. Like Chuck Wepner should never have been in the ring. It was called
Yeah,
his
it's a
base.
spark-
there's a whole
idea, right?
there's a whole documentary around it.
Yeah, it's
They-
called the Bayonne Bleeder or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's known for bleeding. Like that's
Yeah.
was his nickname.
No, the Brooklyn Bleeder. or something.
No, the
gift.
Bayonne or something like that. Look him up, Doug. Chuck Wepner.
There's a whole.
We got a
There's a
bleeder.
great. Have you ever seen the movie that
No.
they made? Oh, they made a movie on him.
No, okay. So this is cool, right? So Muhammad Ali gets in there, and it's kind of like a joke fight essentially, but it was a real sanctioned fight. So he gets in there, and you're watching the world's best boxer of all time against this other guy. What was his nickname, Doug? Can you? figure it
Yeah,
out?
let me see.
all you gotta
He's
do
still
is-
alive,
I
actually.
thought it was the Brooklyn Bleeder.
No, it was the Bayonne or something like that.
Okay, let me get the
He-
It
nickname.
is something like that though.
Just nickname. There you go. We got to get this nickname. The
Bayonne
Bleeder.
Bleeder.
Bayonne. What did Bayonne stand for?
I don't know what the hell that stands for.
Probably the area he was
Oh, hometown.
from.
It's from his hometown.
okay.
Yeah.
So imagine that's your nickname as a fighter.
Oh no!
If you guys haven't seen, they did a what I always mess up. What's the documentaries where they put actors in it or whatever like that?
It's a
like
dramatization.
Dramatization. They did a great dramatization of it. It's really good.
So here's what happens.
It's a cool story.
So he gets in the ring with Ali. Ali's like the greatest boxer of all time. This guy, Chuck Wepner, who are you? They fight. I don't remember what round it was, but he knocks Ali down. So everybody's like, what is going on? He ends up making it to the very, very end, the 15th round. Ali finally TKOs him, not because he goes down, but because he's just beating this guy to death.
Yeah.
And finally his corner throws in the towel.
Yeah.
So everybody in the crowd people were cheering for Wepner because it's like this underdog who's fighting, and he's not going down.
taking a beating.
I believe he has like a cool story too. Like he's like a garbage man or something like that.
Yeah, he's some regular blue collar.
Yeah, he's like a
worker guy.
blue collar dude
Yeah.
who's just gritty, dude.
That's
it's a
right.
cool. It's a really. There's
Yeah,
a,
we
you gotta
can
look
see
up.
how you got
I
inspired.
could watch
by
that again. That
So,
was a good.
so
Rocky-wise.
Sylvester Stallone watches this fight and he comes up with the inspiration to write Rocky.
Yeah.
Locks himself up in his apartment for 3 days.
Writes in 3 days.
Writes the whole script, 90-page screenplay for Rocky. He actually put newspaper on his window, like blackened everything out. I'm just going to stay here until I'm done. Writes the whole screenplay, 90 pages, brings it to companies, and he's like, I want you. And they looked at it, they're like, this is a phenomenal
They
script.
liked the premise. They liked the idea.
By the way, during this period of time, he had about $100 in his bank account, was going broke, sold his dog in front of a 7-Eleven, which he says in his own words, like it broke him.
It broke him.
Oh, it
Yeah.
broke him. He was
Yeah.
I think he sold him for like $50 or something like that, or cheap, something
Well,
cheap.
meanwhile, the studio was making him offers for it.
So he brings it to these
He's
studios.
turning it down.
They read this and they're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
We would like to take the script. We'll buy it off you. And he's like, you don't understand. I'm going to be Rocky. And they're like, we're not going to buy it. So they offer him this much money, that much money. Eventually, you know how much the offers get up to? Back in 1970,
I think it was like $250,000.
$360,000. That's like what is that? Like almost $2 million today?
Yeah.
To a guy who's broke,
He never even acted before, had he? Or
like
little bits?
Yeah, like nothing.
Well, he did adult films back then.
Did I wasn't going to say that.
Look at this guy. He's trying to not
Am
tarnish
I
his
going
name
to
at all,
ruin
bro.
Sylvester Stallone?
Bro, he was trying to make a transition from adult films to real acting.
Poor
That's
guy.
what's going on. And they're like,
he was
come
broke.
on, this guy who can't speak very well, we're going to make him.
Can I look at your portfolio?
Yeah. What have you done
Check
before?
this out.
So anyway, so they're offering him all this money, and he's like, "No, the only way I'll sell this is if you put me in the movie." And finally, I don't remember who it was. They're like, "Let's do it." And they're like, "But if you're behind one day, you're out. Anything happens, you're out."
Yeah.
They didn't miss a single day. They did the whole movie for I don't remember how much. It became one of the top. Obviously, he won an Academy Award. Anyway, he gets paid. goes back to buy his dog after the movie comes out.
Right.
The owner knew he was did well.
He charges him a lot more.
Oh, he ended up buying his dog, but I don't remember what the price was, like thousands of dollars, because the guy totally ripped him off.
That's a dick move.
dirty.
But you know
It's so
what?
slimy.
I know, slimy. But guess, he buys Butt Kiss. Butt Kiss is in Rocky 1 and 2.
That's the dog?
That's his dog.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, that's a cool story.
Was it like a Saint Bernard? Or
No, it was a mastiff.
Yeah, it's a bull mastiff.
Oh, bull mastiff.
Yeah.
He bought it for $15,000 in 1970, whatever.
Bro, that's
What a dirt bag move.
he sold it for $40.
Slime.
$40.
And he sold it back. What a dick move.
Yeah, 1971. It was in 1971.
I did not know that dog was his real dog.
Yeah, scroll down to the reunion, Doug. What does that say about this reunion? Once Stallone successfully sold his screenplay, his very first priority was getting dog back. The new owner, realizing how desperate Stallone was to be reunited with his pet, took advantage, demanded $15,000. Stallone paid the hefty fee without hesitation, later stating that Butt Kiss was worth every penny.
Wow.
And so Butt Kiss ended up, was in his movies.
No way.
So how do you feel about the actor that's going to play him?
He did a good job in this.
I mean, he sounds like him. It's kind of weird.
Looks like him a lot too.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It looked good. I would tell you if it looks good.
I tell you what,
It's just, I don't know.
for the younger people listening who haven't seen Rocky, it is literally one of the greatest movies ever.
It is, though. I'll give you that. It's one of them.
You guys know it changed
Says it with
culture.
so much conviction.
Yeah.
No, Rocky changed the culture.
So much conviction.
Doug remember.
Bro.
Doug, did Rocky not
Dude, I
change?
drink
American
raw
culture.
eggs. Like, I mean, it worked on me.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I played the theme music in band.
I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic for sure. It's 100% a classic.
It got people to run. Do you guys
Yeah.
know that? We were just talking about running earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky definitely popularized running.
Oh, how close could it was? We talked about this before. The book on running that was famous, but they were right around the same time.
Yeah.
The combination of those two was probably.
Oh, Rocky.
How many people punched frozen meat?
Nobody.
Yes,
That's
everybody
the question.
Nobody punched frozen meat.
I've pumped frozen meat.
I
haven't.
did every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's ice. You break your hand?
Yeah, you still do it. You still try it. Rocky did it.
Exactly.
Everybody's tried it. What are you talking about?
Yeah. What does it say there about?
Did he break his hand doing that while he was shooting?
That's what this trailer says.
That's what, I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's true. Or not.
They had to dramatize some of
Yeah,
it, right?
you got to kind
Yeah.
of spice it up.
I think I'm so excited, dude, to watch that the remaking of
When
it
is it dropping, Sal?
in November.
Oh, that's actually pretty. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm going to take my kids. I'm taking everybody, dude. It's gonna be an event. I'm sure it's gonna be
Ran out the whole theater. Yeah. Let's do that.
it's gonna be great. But
Yeah, we should do it for
I'll
the
watch
staff.
it. I'm making fun because
down
it's
to
like
that. We
it
should
just
do-
feels like it's squeezing that franchise of like one last drop.
well, this is a good one. Like Rocky.
I mean, I'm like you, Justin. I get really like I was
I'm tainted.
I waited to watch. I didn't watch Dutton Ranch until recently because I was just like, gosh, they always want to squeeze. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like the low hanging fruit. But it's been all right. I actually liked it. I watched the whole series. It was good. It's a bit dramatized.
So
but
Rocky 1 and 2 were genuinely good movies. Okay, 3 and 4 fun to watch, but not you wouldn't put them in the category of 1 or 2, but fun to watch. After 4, they suck.
So it's so funny. 'cause
Four's like my favorite.
3 and
4 is not like a good like
see, it's funny you say
cinematic.
that because 3 and 4 are the best.
What?
So 3 and 4 because we grew up
crazy.
as kids
1
watching
and 4
those.
did all day.
And 3 and 4 is exciting and fun, but they're not like you're not going to win an Academy Award in Rocky 3 or 4. But 1 and 2, those are like
for originality and all that.
just for acting and drama and stuff like that, Like Rocky 4, he fights the Russian. Yeah, of course, it's one of my favorites. But
Dude, it's the best.
yeah.
That's what got me more hyped than anything.
It's does anyone ever win an Academy for a sequel? Probably part of what helps you win an Academy is the originality, bro.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
For just the concept.
Think of that. How many sequels have you seen somebody win an Academy Award for?
That's a good question. It hasn't happened very often.
He's pulling it up right now. Let's see.
Yeah.
Lord of the
Godfather
Rings.
2.
Oh, Godfather.
Oh, Godfather. Oh, see, Godfather Part 2,
And-
arguably,
Godfather,
arguably better than Part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue.
But I mean, look how rare it is, though, right?
yeah.
Terminator 2, of course, dude.
Oh,
way
that
better.
was good.
Visual effects. Yeah.
Terminator 2 was better than 1.
Yeah, it was.
It was genuinely. That's pretty rare.
So I mean,
I know
it's
it's rare.
happened, but look how rare it is, though, right? So it's
Super rare.
it's pretty rare for a sequel to outperform.
Rocky 2 has the best scene of any Rocky movie ever, and that's when Adrian's in the bed in the
Oh
coma.
God, you always tell us.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best ever.
Yeah, The Matrix is like, that was a steep drop, dude, after the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks.
Such a great movie, and then just,
Well, and then
Star
again,
Wars had a good. What was it? What came after the first one? Was it Return?
yeah. So, yeah, that was good, too.
Yeah.
I mean, all those are good.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones they did later were the ones that weren't good.
Yeah.
But the original 3 were, I think, amazing. But it's rare. It's so rare to get. But those are all almost like different stories within themselves.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what makes and Godfather. There's such a big storyline behind that. They're almost
Well, so Godfather 2, the reason why it was so good is it went all the way back to Sicily, and so much of it was his grandfather, in Sicily, and that's the culture over there.
Yeah.
Backstory.
And they captured it so well. Like the Sicilian that they speak in The Godfather 2 is real dialect. It's like real Sicilian. So when they're talking, when they're searching for the boy and they're yelling out and talking, it was, as a kid, I watched them like, whoa, they're speaking dialect. 'Cause nobody speaks dialect anymore. Nobody speaks Sicilian anymore. Everybody speaks the traditional Italian.
really.
Yeah.
Why? Just
When Mussolini took over Italy,
Yeah, isn't there a bunch of different dialects in Italy?
is Italian? Doug, look this up. Is it the Italian that we accept now as Italian? Was it the Roman dialect? So Mussolini takes over Italy, tries to unite it, and makes one of the dialects the official Italian. And so from then on, in all the schools, you spoke this type of Italian. Before that, depending on where you lived, you speak
how
Florentine.
Florentine. Sorry, okay,
how different is the dialect? Is it
bro.
Is it way different? Is it
bro? Milanese.
Yeah.
So the dialect from Milan versus like the dialect from like Sicily.
Yeah.
They sound like two different languages.
So would you compare it to something like Spanish and Portuguese? How they're similar enough, but they're very different.
No, that's completely different. It's not that far, but like you'll have words that come in from Arabic or Spanish, and then you'll have different pronunciations or the way they emphasize certain
So
words.
somebody who understands.
So there are total different words in the dialects. But a lot of it is like.
But there's enough that you can understand.
That's hard to say. I think if you have someone now that speaks Italian fluently and they heard different dialects, I bet they would run into a lot of them where they'd be like, I don't even know half of what you're saying.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's wild. But yeah, like now if you go to Sicily, you won't hear Sicilian unless you're like maybe buying like fruit on the market or something, you might hear some of it.
Yeah.
But you don't speak it.
Can you like from afar, like, right away, like, oh, that's just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like that
especially the Sicilian that the type of Sicilian we speak, because we're from near Palermo. So it's a type of dialect that's from Palermo that sounds very distinct, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just old countries,
Yeah, we see this even in the States. You listen to someone who talks from New York to somebody who talks from California, for someone who talks from Texas or Alabama. We all have our own.
I know even the Midwest, it's funny because when I was there, it was like the way that they say certain things is so different, and you pick up on it real quick.
Aren't there certain words for certain things that are like I think it's in the Midwest, they don't call soda, they say pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop.
I grew up calling it pop.
A lot of it's
up in Washington.
Dutch culture.
Really?
It's big, yeah.
And then like there's tennis shoes or sneakers, and depending on where you live, it's either tennis shoes or sneakers.
Yeah.
There's stuff like that in the U.S., but really old countries have more distinct dialects because you didn't travel very far. 500, 600 years ago, it's like you're not going more than 100 miles away from, probably not even 100 miles away from where you're at.
Yeah, I heard you say something to Justin, and somebody commented, I was doing a video of meal prepping on Sunday, and we bought this new salad from
Don't eat.
It was Taylor Farms, and a bunch of people DM me.
No, don't eat any uncooked produce. Cyclospore. Is that the name of the parasite, Doug? Cyclospore? So
they said there's this huge outbreak
all over the U.S.
So this person made me feel like it was just Taylor Farms, but so it's like just like all lettuce.
Yes, and it's everywhere. And Cyclosporiasis.
Pretty sure I have it. What's the symptoms?
Explosive diarrhea.
Oh, really?
Like horribly explosive diarrhea.
I mean,
and stomach pain.
Yeah, without being too descriptive, it hits, dude. Like
you don't have it, bro. You'd be sick.
I don't know.
You'd be really sick.
Well, maybe the mild form of it.
So there's it's probably underreported too. So like some states are reporting more than the federal government's reporting. So it's whatever you think it is probably more than that.
Huh.
Here's the problem. Symptoms begin 2 to 14 days after exposure. So it could be like 2 weeks after you ate something. Because they're like these little eggs.
So hard to
You don't
connect.
even know how to pinpoint it. Yeah,
they're these little hard like eggs, I think, that take a long time to like turn into the parasite.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, dude. So washing something doesn't take it off.
No, you have to cook it.
You got to. You got to cook stuff to kill it.
Oh my god!
I know. So
I won't be having any of that.
you know the thing about treating yourself for parasites, by the way, because they're much more common than people realize. There's something called a Herxheimer effect. I've talked about this before on the show.
Yeah.
Where when you're treating yourself for a parasite or bacterial overgrowth, sometimes you feel worse because the die-off releases all these toxins that can overload your body, in particular overload your liver. And so people sometimes will treat themselves for parasites and they're like, what's going on? I thought I'd feel better, but I actually feel much, much worse. A lot of it has to do with the liver getting overloaded. So, and the liver can get strained from parasites as well. Speaking of which, the dose liver product is phenomenal. So I've been looking at some of the studies that they post on their site on how it lowers liver enzymes.
Oh, okay.
That's legit. It's really, really good. It will definitely lower your liver enzymes as measured by blood tests by taking just their 2-ounce daily
I
shot.
remember where mine was at.
Yeah, that's got to be just a good practice in general to do that every now and
I
then.
think mine was high, not like real bad high, but a little high.
It's not anymore. It was high before because
Yeah,
of
you've seen it.
what you were taking.
I normally send it to you.
It's because of what you were taking. It was the kratom.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Because you were taking such high doses of kratom, it was affecting your liver.
It'd be interesting to compare.
I guarantee if you took it now, your liver enzymes would look better. I guarantee it.
That'll be interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, of course, that makes sense. Yeah,
But
because it wasn't like scary high, but it was high.
But it was get flagged
It
a
was
little bit.
stressed a little bit. I can laugh.
Shows you how
about that.
safe kratom is at high doses for your liver. You're taking big.
Don't do that,
Don't
kids.
do that. Alcohol will crush your liver way
Oh
faster.
my god!
yeah.
But
I still get messages almost weekly.
from people who
Yeah, a lot of people.
that's so
A lot of people are talking about it now that weren't talking about it before. We have big name people in the space too that have reached out to me that you would never guess, and that are like, "Hey, I heard your interview, and man, I feel so stupid. I've been wrestling with it, like coming out and admitting it. It's crazy, dude. It's and it's again, I think the same thing with me as it's easy to justify because it's this herb.
Yeah.
No, it's an herb. You know, it's like an over-the-counter herb thing you can get. So it's
Sneaks in there.
oh yeah, you know, and it is kind of mild at first, but you know, you quickly adapt.
Well, I'm in there's a lot of people having challenges with kratom, but the super concentrated versions are really scary.
Well, yeah, and it's
Now you're dealing with like legit.
and it's
It's
easy.
crazy that's available.
Isn't that crazy?
Like it is, yeah.
It's easy. Well, it's bullshit. It's that California banned the kratom, but they left that part. They left that.
Yeah,
okay.
leave the worst for option.
I mean, so you take away the people that were just dependent on taking, X amount of them a day, and then you give them no option but to go that route, which is, I mean, you're guaranteed you're going to get a bunch of people on that. But I mean, could you imagine that's what, luckily I was aware enough to know that was a slippery slope to head that way, but it's real easy to justify it after you get up to the amount of the powder and pills that I was taking a day. Is you just go like, what am I doing? I'm taking 50 of these. I can just take 3 of these little ones.
Yep.
And get the same feeling.
Oh
and then,
God! Next thing you know, man, holy Toledo,
Yeah. Happened to a lot
crazy.
of people.
Have you guys? Was it you, Justin, that you said when you were a kid they tested you for the GATE programs? Was that
Yeah.
you also?
Yeah.
Was that you too?
No.
don't
No,
think
it
so.
was
They didn't even bother.
You did the other program.
They give them the fence program.
We got GATE. So did you actually get into GATE or did you test?
Yeah, I did. I got into gate, but then I didn't last like the whole year.
So
yeah.
So I got tested for GATE.
beat
also.
some kid up, I'm sure.
No,
I'm sure he did.
I got tired of being around all the nerds, dude. Get me out of here.
No, so GATE. What did that stand for back then? It was
Gifted and talented education.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the E was, but it must be education.
So I got tested for GATE as a kid, and I purposely tested poorly because I remember my mom got all excited about it. Oh, GATE, this is gonna be great. This is so awesome. It's for gifted kids or whatever.
Right.
And I purposely did not want to be in anything that was harder, so I purposely failed it or whatever. But have you heard of the conspiracies
Yes.
around GATE?
Of course. Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, yeah. So it's actually they attribute it to a CIA program.
What?
That they used for like filtering and farming like kids like early to see whether or not they were gifted in numbers, they were gifted in algorithms, like certain things that they had certain talents and traits that were useful for like intelligence agencies.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's one of them. There's another theory.
Okay.
So this is a fast-growing conspiracy
like
theory.
demons.
Is that the gate?
Everything's demons.
No, stop. I'm done with that for now.
For now.
That the GATE program for gifted children from 1979 to 2010 that selected children, pulled them out of classrooms, gave them a pink fluoride-based drink.
Yes. I've heard about this. I don't even remember if I took it. Do
I
you?
didn't. I don't think I did. I don't know.
I'm not sure, dude. Honestly, I'm not even sure.
Bro, they gave them a pink fluoride-based drink and they ran tests on them. And the conspiracy claims that
You
the
could be a
memory
sleeper spy.
that the memory thousands of Americans experience of going to a place called Mall World. So apparently there's this like dream that all these people have who are in GATE where they go to a place called Mall World.
Shut up.
And they're saying that the government was experimenting with being able to implant memories into kids, dude.
I haven't heard that.
It's an urban.
It's an urban legend and internet phenomenon. It stems from childhood memories of school-based fluoride rinses and is frequently tied to online programs.
Listen,
Dude.
listen. I believe.
I
every
brought up a long
conspiracy.
time ago. Remember that video game that was up in like Oregon or Washington that was like it basically would do all the suggestive like flashing images.
No.
Yeah, and people would get all these psychotic episodes
What?
as a result. Oh,
Doug, look up Mall World conspiracy theory because this one's crazy to me. Now, thankfully, I have never had a dream of going to Mall World because if I read that and I had a dream of
Mall World, like
that, it's a popular internet phenomenon suggesting that thousands of people share the same reoccurring dream of an infinite maze-like mall complex complete with airports, amusement parks, and hotels.
that's so wild.
It's okay. So,
Yeah.
have you guys ever had a dream of Mall World?
I haven't.
No, Mall World. not that I can remember.
So
I only had the naked one at school. That one.
there you were naked at school.
Yeah. Has everyone had that before?
Yeah.
I had it.
Yeah, I think everybody's had that one before.
Yeah.
What does it mean if you're naked and you're flying? That happened to me once.
Wow.
Wait, in an airplane or you're flying in the air?
No, I was like, I ran.
Floating, just
I was
floating
like
in.
running off of the wharf, and there was this updraft from the end of the wharf.
And you're naked?
I was naked. I don't know why I was naked. I have no idea. And I'm like, gonna jump into the water, and it floated me up, and then I started flying, and then I woke up.
Wow, that's weird.
It was fun.
I'm still.
Definitely means he's gay.
I still.
For sure.
Doug, look up.
I thought that at first, and then I was like, no, this doesn't
You
work
thought
for me.
that at first?
It doesn't work for me at
like,
all.
damn it.
I was like,
Damn it.
dude, that's my end.
Is that why?
repressing this.
I was telling my therapist, and he's like, dude,
Stop, dude. So they didn't test you for gate, huh? Adam?
You're such a dick.
you guys
Doug,
been milking
Doug,
cows
look up
while
what's
you
the-
guys
look
were
up what's the opposite
you
of
guys
the
were getting
gate
MK Ultra'd.
Hold on. I want Doug. Look up Google. What's the opposite of the gate program?
Oh, bro. Special ed, dude.
So the
Special
Adam
ed.
program. It's the fudge pop program. Remember that?
Welcome to Paste Eaters.
Yeah, window liquor.
Oh, that
Oh,
sucks.
it's so messed up,
That
dude.
sucks. That's
So fourth grade was when I remember.
remedial special education.
Why does that sound so
or general
so
education
dirty?
program? I know that's messed up, dude.
I do remember the GATE program, but I don't remember any of us testing for it. Like I just knew of it. I just can't remember. It was in fourth grade was the only time I remember
Yeah.
hearing about it, but I don't remember. I don't remember if we took a test or not. I was good at math though at a young age. I was really good at math. My son's got that too. It was really cool.
He is, huh?
I just found that out literally the other day. They just started, which is so crazy. He's not even in first grade. He's in kindergarten, going into first, and they're already doing timed math.
Wow.
Where he's like they had the time up there right on the top of his thing and
Wow.
how fast he can
That's awesome.
answer. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this already. It's not crazy math, but still it's math. You know, it's like I remember doing this like in fourth grade, and he's going into first grade, and he's doing it. And he got like a minute 45 on this, and I'm like, hey buddy, I said, are you good at this? Can you do it without seeing the paper? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, can I just ask you right now, and can we see if we can beat this time? He's like, okay, sure. And we did it, and he did it in half the time. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he's
Number wizard.
yeah, he's gonna be
His dad,
he's gonna be good. Well, I remember I told you guys that stupid cartoon that that he fell in love with really young. He was like 3.
Hey, I told Adam about this cartoon to show his son. Tell him what he said. So funny. There's this show my kids love.
Yeah, what's it called again?
Wild Kratts.
Yeah.
Kratts is the last name of the 2 guys that are like, they teach you about animals and stuff. My kids love it. My son's like giving me all these facts. Like, oh, it sounds like something Max would be into. So I tell Adam, like, tell your son, tell him what he said. Dude.
So we were actually watching something else, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Uncle Sal was telling me there's a show you would like, and he's like, oh yeah, what is it? And I'm like, well, let me see. And I text Sal, and then he tells me, and I'm like, Wild Kratts, and he didn't recognize it, and he didn't recognize the name, and so I'm like searching it up on Prime, and then it pulls up, and he's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. No, I don't want to watch that. And I'm like, well, come on, let's watch it. Don't you like it? He's like, Daddy, I used to watch it when I was a little kid.
No, okay, dude.
It was like, okay, bro, what, 6 months ago?
Back in the day.
Like so long ago.
I don't watch that.
That's old news.
Yeah, I used to watch that when I was little. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
That's funny.
That is funny.
Kids are funny. I got a study for you guys that was
I have
sent
a
to
story
me.
for you after
Oh,
that.
cool. All right. You know, this hopefully you can follow up after I talk about what I'm
it
talking.
ties into
So our partners from Joymode, right? By the way, they named their product Hard Plus now. It's the new name for their product, which it makes sense.
Wait. So you're hard and then plus.
It's Hard Plus. So this is
Okay.
So what they have.
Interesting pivot.
I know.
Interesting
They,
pivot.
so they have a product that it's all natural, and it's designed to improve blood flow, specifically for sexual performance. However, taking it daily is good for vascular health as well. So it's good for vascular health. It's good for workout performance. And then, yes, it will help when it comes to sexual performance, especially for men with things like erections. Well, anyway, they sent me some cool studies on some of the compounds that are in there. Citrulline, which is in there, by the way. There was a study on citrulline and erectile dysfunction. They took a group of men who suffered from mild forms of erectile dysfunction. Half of them had normal erectile dysfunction just from citrulline. Half, just from citrulline alone.
Yeah.
Now, Hard Plus has that. They should change the name. Hard Plus Plus also
Very
has
descriptive.
has arginine nitrate in there.
Now, are you
which
sure
is
this
a really,
isn't
really good.
So because it says Joymode Hard Plus, is it still Joymode?
Joymode's the company.
And Hard Plus is a
Is the product.
Is the product
because they have other products.
That's right.
Now, what was the product called before it was called?
It was just Joymode.
Joymode. Yeah.
Yeah, it had,
They have a
had a
testosterone
sub name,
boost
I
too,
think, like
but-
sexual performance booster. Or something
So
to
then
that effect.
maybe they're just setting it up for having a product.
They do. They have other stuff. They have
Yeah.
testosterone stuff for testosterone support. They have something else in there that we should check.
Is everything mostly based around sexual health with them?
Good question, Doug. Why don't you click on Joymode?
I mean, it says Joymode Sexual Wellness.
Improving testosterone and blood flow.
Yeah,
Sounds
so
like
that's the hard. So, but the
most of the
compounds in
products.
there, the arginine nitrate, by the way, you guys really boost nitric oxide a lot. Now we've all taken. I love their stuff pre-workout. That's how I use it, pre-workout. But the clinical trials of this stuff is legit,
I've
and it's
used
a
it
cool
pre-workout.
all-natural way.
Beast Mode Bundle.
Yeah, so they have
ProFlow.
so they have one for testosterone. They have a prostate support supplement.
Oh, that's cool.
What's Ignite?
It's a libido booster.
Oh, click on that. Read
Okay,
the
yeah. What's going to be
ingredients.
different than in the libido booster? That's different.
One improves your ability to get erection. The other one makes you horny.
Yeah.
So libido booster literally gives you more of a
Oh,
libido.
what's probably in the Ignite then?
Yeah, I want to read what the compounds
Look
are.
that up. We haven't
I'm
seen
trying to get
that.
over
They haven't
here.
seen
Click
that
on the
over.
bottom, Doug. Right
It's
underneath.
not. It's not going.
Oh,
here we go.
sheets in it.
Yeah, so they got saffron.
Oh, horny goatweed,
Mucuna.
saffron, shilajit, and mucuna purinus.
all the
which is-
herbs that
Oh yeah,
get
that's
you
dopamine.
randy.
One of them boosts dopamine. One of them has been shown to raise libido. The other one has not been shown to raise testosterone. That's legit. They do a good job.
Yeah.
That's a legit supplement.
Yeah.
They're
We should have Doug test it.
quality stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, let Doug.
Stay away.
Remember Doug's birthday? Remember when his birthday?
Okay. You got to keep bringing it up. Bring it up.
From what we heard.
Everybody say something nice about Doug.
long time.
He's a good lover. He's a good lover.
Really good.
Everybody's like, oh my God.
Yeah, like whoa.
Thank God there were no kids there. What's your story, Justin? I want to hear your
Yeah,
story.
so it was funny. Last night we're all hanging out in the living room, Courtney and myself and Ethan, and we had the dogs, and we're just watching TV. And Courtney gets up, get a drink, and I'm walking back, and we have all the windows up. It's super hot out, and so she's kind of walking by, and then like immediately gets so scared and jumps and like, so what scared her, like in the window, one of the cats was right there and it like meowed, but it sounded like an old witch.
Oh.
It was like, it's like, meow.
Oh.
It literally sounded like it said like hello, but meow low.
Oh.
And it scared the shit out. It was so funny. She jumped and then we were making fun of her after that. It was fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Are you good about when it gets on a hot day like that? Are you the old man who will, turn off his AC, open up the windows, breathe, let the house breathe type of deal?
Yeah, I go back and forth with that. Depends on the degree of the heat.
Yeah.
Like if it's like really hot, I'm like closing it up and
It's been too muggy.
I don't care. I'm like turning the AC on. But actually Courtney fights me on that. She's more of the old man.
Oh, she wants to open up and air it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
She wants to do that.
Katrina's not, because Katrina is paranoid somebody's going to climb in our window and steal our child all the time. Bro, this is one of the things that we are always going back and forth with. Like, she also, like, the minute I walk out the door, she locks the door. So heaven forbid I'm carrying shit and I forgot something or anything like that, because you can guarantee before I even get to my car, the door's bolted behind me already.
Wow.
She's like, middle of the day, doesn't matter.
Did she ever get a break-in or something?
No. She's just, and I know it stems because her mom is like that with locking everything up, and so they've just been. And why it's funny is because I'm the other way. I'm the way extreme. I grew up in the country where you leave your keys in the ignition.
I know. We always had doors unlocked.
Like I literally grew up most of my life. Like you just leave your car keys in your ignition. Nobody's going to come out to your house.
Safe neighborhood.
You live out in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And so we didn't lock doors. We don't close windows. You didn't take the keys out of ignition. So you have that. I'm that extreme. And then she's like, the minute I walk in or out of a door, it's like, and there's nothing like, or I'll be like in the backyard using the blow in the backyard or what that, and then I go around the front to put my blower in my garage, and then I go in the front door, and the front door's locked, and I'm just like, I'm here. Nobody is going to come get you while I am on the premises. I promise you. We have cameras everywhere with sensors and everything. I'm just like, and it's the middle of the day. It's so wild, dude.
Have you ever had a break-in? You did, right? You had your car stolen.
I've had my car stolen twice, but I haven't
What are
had.
the odds of having your car stolen?
Cars. Yeah, I've had cars broken into.
You have too? Stolen or broken in?
Broken into.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
smash windows.
I mean, I have, I think, two major reasons why, both of them. I mean, my first car got stolen because I was a young, dumb kid who, this was my car that I had big old subwoofers in. And when I was 20, I'd roll into the neighborhood with the windows down. And and it's red and bright and has stickers all over it of all the expensive parts I have on it. So I was like, it was basically said, come steal me, so shame on me. Right. So I totally was that guy. And so eventually somebody came in and stole it and stole all my parts on it. So that was like a lesson of grow up, you know what I'm saying? So that was that one. The truck, the lesson on that one was advertising a yard sale. So we advertised a yard sale in the newspaper and everything like that to bring as many people as we could to that, and attracted people from all the way from Sacramento, all over the place, come here. And I had my big old lifted truck with nice tires and wheels.
So someone just cased it.
Just cased it, and very next weekend and I had a camera and everything, so I watched it happen, watched them break in and drive off, and cops don't do nothing.
I had a break-in once, and you guys know that story. That traumatized me. Not necessarily a bad way, but more like a hyper-vigilant, like I'm going to...
Yeah, you had like a ninja sword.
Bro, I bought all kinds of weapons. I bought ridiculous
So are you
weapons.
really like lock up like crazy?
I'm kind of healthy about it. So we lock up at night. During the day, it's not a big deal.
Will you sleep with the window open?
Yeah. I'll sleep with the window open.
Yes, I would too.
But we're upstairs too.
I mean, my son's room is up 2 flights.
Oh, and she doesn't want that window open.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So I try and logic my way through this. It doesn't work. It's like, you do know someone would have to have some special ladder that they can extend over and beyond my car.
Ropes.
Over and beyond my car are floodlights that would turn on, and my cameras that would alert me. They would get past that, so let's pretend we have that. And then when they actually climb through the window, our sensors of our alarm would go off. You know that, right? Yeah.
I had friends in France years ago. They were on the 3rd story. They slept with the windows open of their hotel room. Somehow somebody through the balcony In the middle of the night, one of them woke up. There was a random guy, stranger, going through their purses.
Wow.
She wakes up, screams. He grabs their cameras and goes out the balcony.
Dude.
And stole their freaking, So I don't know how that happened. I don't know if you went from one balcony to another.
At a hotel?
At a hotel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not good.
I know. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. The only hotel stories like that I've heard are when guys bring back like prostitutes that end up taking all their stuff.
Oh,
well, that's
Wait till they get in
that's
the
a
shower. Wait till they get in the shower. Take the Rolex, their
Shame
wallet,
on
all their
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
You ain't reporting that.
I've heard that story. A few
You
times.
can't tell anybody
I've heard
that story
a few
dude.
times.
Yeah.
I can't call the cops.
Yeah. Don't you feel bad for me? No. We have a company that we work with that has a compound or a product called C15. The company is Fatty 15, the first emerging essential fatty acid to be discovered in more than 90 years. Now, this is a huge scientific breakthrough that shows that it supports your long-term health and wellness. Look, healthy and healthy aging. Now, Fatty 15 is on a mission to optimize your C15 levels to help support your long-term health, especially as you age. There's over 100 studies on C15. It's been shown to slow biological aging, reduce inflammation, help with mitochondrial function. When I use C15 regularly, I get way less inflammation. It's a healthy fatty acid, and it seems, based on the studies, to have more cellular benefits than omega-3s even. So it's a great supplement to take. Go check it out. Go to fatty15.com. That's fatty15.com/mindpump. And on that link, if you use the code MindPump, you'll get yourself a discount. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by Mind Pump Fitness Coaching. This is the #1 course that teaches trainers and coaches how to build sustainable 6-figure plus businesses and careers in fitness. Look, it's roundtable based, so you can hear Adam, Justin, and myself teaching you how to build a better business, get more leads, close more deals, close bigger deals, and be more effective trainers. By the way, our course is nationally recognized. In fact, it gives you 1.9 CEUs with or for your NASM certification. Find out more at mindpumpfitnesscoaching.com.
Our first caller is Callie from Texas.
Hi, Callie.
How you doing, Callie?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Who's the cutie?
Yes, this is Anastasia.
Oh, gosh.
Star of the show, the reason I'm here today. So
Oh, awesome. Well, how can we help you?
yeah, so thank you guys for I don't know if I've just been listening closer because it's things that apply to me currently, but y'all have been talking a lot more about postpartum stuff. So it's been super exciting to hear. So I've been a listener for a long time before I was postpartum. So I appreciate you guys kind of stepping into that space. So 6 months postpartum, I'm 32 years old. I'm back to my pre-birth weight, which wasn't even necessarily a goal at this point in time. But I've been having a lot of hip flexor tightness, and like my range of motion has been really limited. And so I had nothing crazy with birth, had a really normal birth, praise the Lord, and no pelvic floor issues afterwards. I did do pelvic floor therapy for about 3 sessions between 6 and 12 weeks postpartum. And they tried to address the tightness that I was having, but she didn't really get very far with it. So most of it's kind of just resolved, I guess, through, I don't know if it's through stretching or just doing regular day stuff. Have a pretty noticeable anterior pelvic tilt. I notice it basically all the time, like when I'm walking around, carrying the baby, doing all the normal day things. And I'm having a hard time. I think because of that, I'm having a really hard time getting my glutes activated and just trying to figure out how to get kind of back on track with that. I feel like my glutes have deflated since I had a baby. And so just trying to get kind of not necessarily back to where I was, but at least back to mechanically functioning well, so that whenever it is time for me to start lifting heavy again, that I don't make myself prone to injury or have any other issues from there.
Yeah, good question.
Yep.
And you're 6 months, 6 months, right? Postpartum?
Yes.
Okay. So we have to be we can't understate this, and I think we often do, partially because some of us bounce back or seem to bounce back quickly, and then we see people who bounce back quickly, and we feel like, oh, things should move a little quicker. But we just need to really respect what your body went through the pregnancy process and the birth process. And so a lot of muscle recruitment patterns changed. They had to change. And to get them to go back to feel the way that they did before can take a while, okay? Now, you're 6 months postpartum. Your fitness is probably great. You're able to work out. You feel pretty good. But you're like, my body doesn't feel exactly like it used to. I got a little bit of pain here. This feels a little different. Like, what's going on? It takes time. So there's a couple things that you want to really focus on. I would continue to do the pelvic floor exercises and movements. I would strengthen the TVA. So vacuum kind of exercises. Are you familiar with like vacuum pose and vacuum exercises? Okay. So you're on your hands and knees. You let your belly hang, and then you draw in your midsection like you're trying to suck in your stomach. You draw it in as tight as you can, like you're trying to make your waist as small as possible. You hold that with a really, really hard draw in for 10 seconds. Relax, let your belly hang, take a few deep breaths, and repeat that. So that's strengthening a muscle that is called the TVA, transverse abdominis. And what that muscle does is it wraps around the midsection and it acts like a weight belt. So it's not the abs, it's not the obliques. It's a different muscle underneath. And that muscle has to stretch and atrophy during pregnancy. In post-pregnancy, you can do crunches and oblique exercises. You can do all these core exercises, but that TVA activation oftentimes is very stubborn to kind of go back to where it was. And that helps with that stability because I believe your hip flexor issues coming from instability in your core, maybe possibly your hips, from just muscle recruitment pattern issues. And so I would work on that. I would do the pelvic floor exercises. And if everything feels okay, unilateral exercises for the lower body are a great place to go for now. So like a program like MAP Symmetry.
I mean, I like her on starter first though, just because of the lack of glute activation going on right now.
Starter would be great too.
And you're going to be activating the TVA and all the balls.
It's already in there.
Yeah, it's all in there. So I would do starter first, then go to symmetry. And everything Sal's saying too, when the core, the TVA is weak like that, it's going to exacerbate the anterior pelvic tilt too. So MAP starter would be first, then symmetry, and then I think you'll be feeling really good after that.
And just keep this, just to consider this: the most fit, most consistent female clients I've had, it typically takes between 1 to 2 years postpartum to really feel like your old self.
Yeah.
So that doesn't.
I listened to an episode about that, and it came at the perfect time. Like I really needed to hear it.
Yeah, because you get back into shape, you feel good, your body weight's the same, but there's like, and you know what I'm talking about. You're like, oh God, why do I hurt doing this, and why do I feel kind of like not? It takes about a year or two, so just give yourself some time. But you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one thing that I noticed too is like I went back to work and I was working way too much, and so I didn't have time to step into the weight room period until about a couple weeks ago. And even though I've scaled like seriously all the way back, like my warm up squat weight used to be around 135, and I'm warming up like just with air squats and like the bar.
Yeah.
I think yesterday I put on like 10 pounds on each side, and I was so sore afterwards. And I'm obviously probably because I haven't done it in a long time, but is that very common postpartum too?
Super
like
common.
Just,
oh yeah.
It's been so hard to.
That's expected.
Yeah.
No, that's expected.
Yeah.
No. Now that you told me you just started 2 weeks ago, I definitely do MAP starter.
Yeah. Starter then symmetry.
Yeah, Callie, MAP starter is going to feel super easy.
Yeah.
Don't doubt it. Follow starter.
Yeah.
Don't do anything else. Follow starter. You'll bounce back much faster if you do it the right way.
Then symmetry.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's like, because one of the things that I guess in my mind is like, neurons that fire together, wired together. So I'm with the baby and like carrying the baby in a pelvically tilted position often, anytime I pick her up and trying to do something. Are there any tips or tricks to kind of
one of the things when you start practicing the drawn maneuver that Sal's saying, you can do that like right now I can talk to you and I'm drawing in right now. So
Okay.
when you become mindful of that and you get good at practicing that, you should practice that. When you're walking around with a baby, think about it. Think about drawing that core in while you're doing it and practice. And the more frequent you do that, the better support you're going to have.
I mean, honestly, the best advice I could give you, because here's what you could also overthink it while you're with your kid, and it'll make things feel very anxious. And honestly, the best advice I could give you is very simple. Try to alternate which hip you hold your baby on. That's the issue when we start to see is when women will hold their kid always on their left side, always, or always on their right side. Then you start to see some like overuse type of stuff. So just, okay, got to hold her onto my left now, type of deal.
Okay.
Yep.
You're going to be good though.
Yeah.
I see you're breastfeeding still through and working too right now.
So I am still breastfeeding, and then I just went part-time. So I work from home now. My goal is about 20 hours a week. I'm a therapist, and so I actually recommend y'all's podcast to a lot of my clients.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, because our professions overlap more than people believe.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I actually have a lot more time to dedicate to this stuff now, which is great.
Awesome.
No, that's excellent. MapStar is perfect for you.
Yeah. Follow it all the way through, though. I know when I had to keep telling.
It'll feel easy.
When Katrina was there, she was constantly, I want more. I can do more. I know I can do more. I'm like, you're fine. You're doing good. Follow it all the way through.
That is how I feel often.
You'll be good, though.
You'll get there faster than you think.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Callie.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it.
She's adorable.
I love when people have their babies.
Yeah.
When I used to have my studio, it was like my favorite because I owned it. So, and I'd have clients that have kids. I'm like, bring your baby. I'd change diapers between sets and feed them. It was like my favorite thing to do. We really have to respect the postpartum period, and the fitness space does a terrible job. It communicates it as if it's like 3 months later, 6 months later, you're. And then you have women posting pictures of themselves saying, I feel exactly like I did. I'm totally fine. Maybe they're telling the truth, but I think a lot of them are lying. But for most women, it takes a while.
Even if they're telling the truth, it's a genetic anomaly. It's like comparing myself to Phil Heath.
Yeah.
It's like there's people out there that build muscle and can look like that and so like that. And of course, there's some women out there that they do. Baby's out, they're right back to squatting heavy weight and doing their thing. But it's like that's an anomaly. It's not the common rule. Most, like you said, take a year or two before they and when you say that, I know that scares people because they think, oh my God, 2 years before. No, it's like you can make progress that whole
you do.
way.
It's just you don't feel like, I feel like my old self 100%.
Yes.
Our next caller is Nicky from Ontario.
There he is.
Hey, what's up, Nicky?
What's up,
welcome back, buddy.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, bro. All right, give us an update, man. I've already met with you a couple times because we gave you coaching, right? You're working with Robbie, and so tell us what's going on.
Okay, so I'm going to start with that, okay? So I've been given a lot of things in my life, and this was the best thing I've ever been given, hands down. So I can't express from the top of my heart what that meant to me. So giving me Rob was just amazing. Like, nothing hit me more than actually being an inpatient for my anorexia. So, like, in terms of recovery and outcome, I think was spot on. And so I have a short little thing. I should have reached out sooner. I should have reached out more to Rob, though. I'm a little guilty about that because it took me a little bit to start adapting to what he was saying. I was being a little hesitant and resistant, and like I just let it. I was upset that I was letting the tendencies come back into my life, and I thought I was done with it, but I didn't realize that it's just a lifelong process. And like the hardest part, but Rob knew, was just that no one around me understands what it's like. It's not just like when you're Italian, especially, it's just like, just eat it and shut up type of thing, you know? And so like, and being in an atmosphere where no one understands what a trigger is or something and how to deal with it, is like, I was just glad to have Rob there to kind of reinforce me about eat more and it's okay. And I also had you guys. I always kept you guys in my ear while I was working, and it's just been amazing to go through this whole process again in terms of recovery. And he acted like my psychologist when I was even though he may not have known, I used him like that. Like we barely did a lot. We did do training, but I mean, I used him more as a like someone to talk to type of thing because there's no one around that understands. So, but now that I've started adapting to what he's saying, I'm hands down like whoever's listening to this, you guys got it on the ball. Like it's just it works. So once you start, like I know I'm not eating enough yet. I'm still triggered by certain things and like carbs, but I'm getting more into me. But like within the second week, I was already feeling better. My libido skyrocketed. Like everything was just improving. Now the only thing is my sleep wasn't as great, but I'm still working on that. But everything else just like top of the charts. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what this.
Nicky, I'm proud of you.
Good job, dude.
I'm proud of you, Nicky.
Doing great.
It's a big step, man.
Yeah, I really enjoy meeting with you, and I love hearing about the updates from Rob. I think you're doing a phenomenal job. It's hard. It's hard, bro. What you're doing is really hard.
It's hard. Like it's hard because like we're going through hell trying to have a second child, and like I don't want to say that it's my fault because of what I've done to myself, but it is my fault because of what I've done to myself, and I've allowed it to creep back, and I need to get out of it. And I'm like, and because we're paying for all this stuff, it was kind of like we're paying and paying and paying, and it was all in vain because I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do at the end of the day. You could have gave me all the medication, but nothing was turning it around. Like, look, just eating more, man. Like, holy cow. Like, I mean, it's not even the training. Like, obviously the training helped, and him coaching me and doing that, like MAPS Nicky, it was amazing. Like that, doing that, it's just, and like, so
Nicky,
thank you.
No,
Honestly,
you're doing good, Nick, but I'm gonna, you mind if I add a little bit to this?
Yeah, sure.
I want you to be very careful with the shame from maybe mistakes you might have made in the past, because what that leads to is you feeling like you need to keep punishing yourself. So guilt is I did something that was wrong. Shame says I am wrong or I am bad. And so if you keep looking back, if you don't forgive yourself, if you don't genuinely forgive yourself, what you're going to do is you're going to keep beating yourself up because you're going to feel like you deserve to be beat up. So you'll never get out of the cycle. Okay?
Yeah.
So you got to really forgive yourself. And so this is just an exercise you could try, Nicky, on your own, is you could picture yourself as a little boy and you can talk to yourself like you're a father and talk to yourself about what happened and then forgive yourself. And I got to tell you, you're doing a great job, dude. Yeah, a couple things, if you don't mind me sharing. Can I share a couple things?
Yeah, sure.
I know you've done a phenomenal job without weighing yourself. Right?
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah. That's excellent. You're trusting the process. I'm sure you get the temptation here and there to be like, oh my God, am I gaining weight? What's going on?
Yeah.
You haven't done that.
Yeah.
We've consistently be able to slowly add more food to your diet. And the result of which has been way more energy and your libido's coming back.
Yeah.
This has only been 90 days. The Nicky right now, the Nicky we're talking to right now is not the same Nicky that I talked to when we first had you on here. So you're already a different guy. You know what it's going to be like in 90 days from now?
Even better, bro.
A different guy again. Yeah, you're doing good, dude.
I know. I know. Thank you.
No, you're doing good. The important thing is that you stay consistent. And here's the thing. If you mess up, you got to forgive yourself and then get back on. You got to forgive yourself and get back on. Here's the other important thing. You can't keep this in the dark. So when certain things start to creep up again, you got to share it with people that you trust because they flourish in, like mold. It just grows in the dark. You got to put sunlight on it. You have anybody? You have anybody in your life that you could trust, that you could talk to like that?
That's the problem. Like, my wife's going through this whole thing with the fertility, and like our house got flooded, so we're dealing with that. And there's no one else really. Like,
what you got Robbie for?
And
Okay.
Yeah.
Use
I
Rob.
mean,
Use Rob
you
for
know what I
that. Use Rob for that.
Use Rob, your wife. You trust your wife. Keep it out in the open, dude.
Yeah.
Tell me all the positive things that have happened over the last 90 days.
Okay, so I wish I could eat more, but I'm slowly trying.
No,
But
no.
I
Stop.
feel
I'm going to pause you.
guys at work.
Nikki, I'm going to pause you. Give me the positive things. I don't want to hear the I should
All
have
right,
done.
sorry.
Give me the positive things you did that's happened the last 90 days.
My libido is up.
Good.
My lifts are crazy up.
Awesome.
Nice. Guys at work are saying that I'm not like Mr. Mopey anymore. I'm not Mr. Angry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Mood's up, strength's up, libido's up.
yeah, the thing is, mood is up. Like that's the biggest thing. Like
That's
you know,
good, man.
that's the biggest marker of like. It's a good feeling to not be so like angry at the world type of thing, and that's
Yeah, dude.
like if I could give myself that is enough. You know what I mean? Like
Good. And you said you're eating more?
yeah,
Good.
I don't think I'm where I should be, but yeah.
No. Stop it. You're never going to be where
Yes,
you're
sir.
never going to be where you think you should be. Hey, listen, Nikki, I don't think I'm where I should be right now either.
Constant work in
That's
progress.
forever. Yeah, that's forever, dude. It's a journey, never ending. All right, dude, you're killing it.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
killing
guys.
it, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Keep it up, brother.
Pump yourself up.
Yeah. How much longer do you have with Rob? Are we almost done with him?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done.
I got you on a call. I think I'm meeting up with you again later today, aren't I?
I think so. I wasn't sure if it was the same. This counted as the same call or it
No.
was a separate call, but
No, we'll get more personal in the private call than we are here with the public one. So I'll meet with you again.
don't threaten me with a good time.
Good stuff, Nikki. I'm proud of you, dude.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
Thanks, guys.
Doing good, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing. You want to get back on in 60 days? Let's keep you back on here.
Yeah, why? Sure.
All right.
yeah.
I'll see you
Have a
again,
good-
dude.
Good
Hey,
accountability.
Hey, you look healthy. You look healthy, bro.
You do. You do. You look
Look-
better.
I feel healthy.
You look better and you sound better.
Look at your face.
Yeah, you look better and you sound better.
Look at
Yeah.
Bro, you got
Beaming.
Hey, listen, your libido's up and you're more handsome. This has got to be a good
That's
news
it.
for
yeah,
wife.
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
You gotta appreciate
I'm
that.
gonna tell her that.
Good.
All right,
Good.
brother.
All right, we'll see you again. We'll see you
Thanks,
again.
guys.
I'll
All right,
see you
Nikki.
again here, and I'll see you later today. All right.
Take it easy, Nicky.
All right.
See you.
Take care, guys.
man.
Bye.
Take it easy. He's had huge success, dude.
I know.
Because I've met with him a few times.
Well, you see, he even has a hard time pointing it out.
Acknowledging
You can
it.
hear it in his voice how much it's impacted him and changed him, but he has a hard time communicating it. Mood is way better. Libido is way better. Energy is better. Strength is up in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, and his peers and
positive
people he
signs.
works around feel it, notice it.
You know, it's
but
because-
he hasn't practiced saying those things and communicating.
Yeah.
it's because
Repeating it over
It's
and
because
over again.
shame is a killer, bro. It's a killer because you can be guilty. There's nothing wrong with saying I did something wrong, but when you feel like I deserve to beat the crap out of myself for the rest of my life,
Yeah, it's a cloud. That
that
you carry,
is
man.
gonna kill you. And the only way to move forward, there's nothing wrong with saying I did something wrong. That's okay. Because some people think the opposite, like I didn't do anything wrong. No. If you did something wrong, you did something wrong. But you look at it, you forgive yourself, and I'm gonna move forward. Otherwise, it's I deserve to be I'm a piece of crap. I deserve to feel like a piece of crap. And that's gonna just ironically results in the same behaviors that you did before.
Our next caller is Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
Hey, good morning, team. Good morning, team. Hey, I really appreciate y'all taking the time to take my call today. I'll go ahead and jump into the question, and then we'll just engage back and forth. So I am 51 years old. I serve in the military. I work as a chaplain as well as a licensed mental health therapist. But excitingly, next spring I get to retire after 31 years. I get to be a civilian finally.
Yeah.
About 9 months ago, I decided that I kind of wanted to see what I'm truly capable of physically. As it relates to just trying to be in shape. As I'm leaving the military, I'm leaving my culture that has held me responsible and accountable, and now it falls back to me. So I've set up some pretty significant goals here. One is I want to attempt to compete in a men's masters physique competition late summer of 2027. I'm not doing it to get a card in any way, shape, or form, but it is just to compete. I would love if it is that this works out maybe by 55 that I can become competitive in that division. And I'm just trying to see what it is that I can do in my 50s. But very specifically, though, I'm trying to become alpha grandpa. You know, as I retire and transition, as we get older, I want to try to stay, you know, fit and in shape and strong and mobile, so I can engage with my grandkiddos. Stomp, stomp. I don't have any yet, but hopefully in the near future. So since I've established this goal, I have reduced my body fat from approximately 26% down to 21.3%, but I've maintained about the same body weight. So I've basically been in kind of a recomp over the last 9 months. I'm 5'10". My waist has moved from 43 inches down to 39 inches. And of course, all of this is based off of, I only have access to a bod pod. So I utilize that once a month, at least as a metric to see where it is that I have been, and I continue to use it. And of course, in the military, we get height and weight, waist measurement circumference. I have gained about 10 pounds over that 9 months as the lean mass and fat ratio has begun to balance out. But I do know that as I anticipate stepping on stage, I'm going to need to cut probably 35 pounds. So I'm very aware that we always have to lose more fat than what it is we anticipate. Objectively, I know that I've made incredible progress over the last 9 months. But subjectively, though, I feel like I'm in this awkward middle ground. I don't feel as if that I'm lean yet per se. But at the same time, I don't feel like I've yet built enough muscle to kind of justify any dedicated growth phase. Nutrition-wise, I am consuming about 2,800 calories a day. The breakdown is 230 grams of protein, 300 carbs, and then 70 grams of fat. I do average about 10,000 steps every day. I do perform some steady-state cardio a couple times out of the week. But then my lifting is very consistent. I do a three days on, 1 off, 3 on, and then I cycle back into about a 9-day training cycle. I've basically built my own training program based off of everything that I've learned off the podcast and books, but I'm definitely not married to it. So ultimately, if there's a better way to structure my program, over the next year, because I really need to lock in, I'm completely open to change. The issue that I'm having is I think I've consumed way too much information at this point. I'm a very analytical person.
It happens.
I'm very data driven. So I've read books, listened to podcasts, countless videos, try to understand all the science behind training and nutrition. And I think at my age, I think I have the maturity, I've got the patience, I have the mindset to accomplish anything. As a mental health therapist, I know how to create goals, to create behavioral change. But ironically, though, I think I'm not feeling confident in what it is that I'm doing. So I've kind of hit that paralysis by analysis phase. So I think I understand all the individual concepts, but I don't think I've yet developed a strategic foundation to do what it is that I need to do over the next year. So really, I'm posing 3 questions, and we can address them. So if it is that you're in my position and you've got about 12 to 13 months before stepping on stage, how would you approach the next year? What would be the changes that you would make on nutrition, cardio, and the training structure and programming? But ultimately, do I continue in a recomp, which is a very slow process, but it's been successful, that I need to lock in, or do I need to go into a surplus, or do I need to definitely go into a structured fat loss phase sooner? So that's my question.
This is fun and easy for me.
Right.
All this is awesome. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the date. Is that you're putting a date on when you're going to do the stage, and what we should be doing right now is you can run a dry run of this, and you're not ready to run a dry run right now because your calories are too low where you're currently at. We need more runway than that to get where you're at. So a reverse diet and getting and building right now is a better strategy than trying to just recomp. Like we need to build some muscle mass and build the calories up. And through that process, you're still going to probably get leaner. I mean, if we add 5 pounds or 10 pounds of muscle to your body, you'll be leaner on the scale. But more importantly, you'll be eating more like 3,400, 3,600, 3,800 calories. And if I do this correctly, I get you in the low teens and eating 3,800 calories. Now we're in an optimal position for you and I to go, okay, this is the show we want to do because we're only 6 to 8% away from where being that far away percentage wise to be stage ready, and already saying this is the time frame or date I want to do. Bad strategy. First, get yourself metabolically where you need to be and feel good about it. And even then, what I would suggest, what I did before I got on my first stage was, okay, I spent a year of building the metabolism. Then I did a dry run as if I'm going to prep for a show. So I got myself to where I was eating 4,000 plus calories. I'm at a place where I'm about 11, 12% body fat. Okay, let's shred. Let me see how, and then got all the way down to low single digits, but no show in mind. It was just, how long is this going to take me to do this the healthy, the right way? And I've to walk because I've never done it to that level. And so I go, okay, I see I can cut this many calories, and then I go here, and then I can start adding this many steps. Okay. And so then I go, okay, now I'm ready to set a date because I have an idea of what that should take. That would be the only real advice or thing I would change about your whole plan, because I love it as a goal. I'm a total fan of it. I think you're a guy who absolutely could execute and follow it. But what I would do before I said, in 13 months, this is what I'm going to do, I would get myself in a better place metabolically, and I'd want to be somewhere in the low teens before I commit to a show date. It's just a way better strategy. Otherwise, what will happen from that high of a body fat percentage and saying a date, you're going to get in this like, I got to cut. And then before you know it, you're going to be eating 1,800 calories and doing all kinds of cardio to try and shred, and the metabolism is going to be so slow, and you're not going to see the progress. You're not going to be happy. So what we should do now is build. We need to build.
Jeremy,
no, that makes sense. That does make sense. And I was using the date as a forcing function, and I'm not married to that date either.
Cool.
Again, I was just using that as, hey, here's the definitive target, because then that helped me create a backwards plan.
I get it.
To what it is that I'm doing.
Okay, cool.
Jeremy, do you train naturally? Are you on TRT? Are you?
No, naturally. I mean, I am on HRT because of my age. Historically, if you look at a lot of the research, men in the military historically have had low testosterone due to operational environmental stressors, lack of sleep and whatnot.
No worries.
And I finally I did get tested a handful of years ago because I had a variety of symptoms correlated low testosterone.
That's good.
And about a couple of years ago, I did start. So that does leave out a natural option, which is why then I was aiming at NPC.
Yeah, no, the reason why I asked is because I don't like competing, especially for a guy, over 30, if they're natural, because it destroys your hormones. But you're on HRT, so you'll be, and it'll help you hold on to lean body mass.
Yeah.
What Adam said is I would support 100%. Do you understand what he means by runway, right? Because you're at 2,700 calories. You'll end up somewhere around 1,600 calories to try to get stage ready. You're going to lose a lot of muscle mass. It's going to feel terrible.
Yeah. And you're too big of a guy to do that. You shouldn't. You should be a solid guy. How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, 5'10". We want to come in the show probably around 180 something, is probably what you would end up hitting stage, 180 to maybe 190, depending on how much muscle mass we have. Mm-hmm. And we'd want to be in the teens before we cut, like low teens before we cut for a show.
12, 13.
And in a place eating a lot of calories. So that the first good goal for, like, if I was your coach and we're talking through this, I say our first good goal is getting yourself in the mid to low teens and eating the most calories you've ever ate. Like, that is the first goal. Because if we're there, then I know I got lots of room, because I can pull a 0.5% to 1% of body fat off of you a week. I can do that from a healthy metabolic place. From an unhealthy metabolic place, I more than likely we won't pull that much body fat off that fast, and then you resort to all these crazy extremes just to drop the weight and get a little leaner, and the muscle comes off with that. You feel like shit, and it's not a good strategy.
How long have you been consistent with lifting?
Well, being in the military, I've been very active. So I've lifted all the course of my entire career. This specific journey is related to lifting for bodybuilding has specifically been 9 months. So I've really transitioned to being just a standard gym goer to training specifically for bodybuilding.
Oh, good. Okay. So here's what you would do now for through that process. Your goal is to get strong.
Yeah.
You got a lot of room to get strong. If it's only been 9 months of dedicated, like, traditional strength training, you do what Adam's saying. So you slowly increase your calories and get strong. That's the goal. The goal is, can I build strength? That'll build the muscle. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of this, you're eating 3,800 calories. Your strength is through the roof, and your body composition's probably better than what it is now. And then we've got some really good play. Yeah. We got really good place to go from there.
You listen to the show pretty consistently, Jeremy?
I do, yes, sir.
Okay, so the big thing I would just reiterate that you've probably heard us talk about is, so your personality will probably be the type that has the ability to push and do more than what's necessary. And so if I was coaching you through this process, that'd be a lot of the conversation is like, less is more, like, just get strong. And that should be your indicator, not how sore you are or how much you can handle in a workout. So don't let that be your guy. Don't be like, oh, I could do another set. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm too old to be. I don't chase numbers anymore.
So you're averaging about what, 6 days a week in the gym?
I am. I do 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, and then I take 2 days off, and I recycle. So I follow a 9-day asymmetrical training week.
Yeah. Why don't we?
And I do like push pull legs.
Okay, that's all right. Upper lower. Our upper lower program is going to be lower volume, and I think probably more appropriate. I think you'll probably see more gains from something like that. You might be doing too much.
No, really.
That's a lot in the gym.
Especially when we're in the build phase right now. I don't need you to be doing like a ridiculous and this early on in your kind of like bodybuilding career. Like, let's save more for later. Like, I'd rather stair step you, and what that would look like is running you through a surplus in the diet right now in a program like that. And then when I increase your calories again, that's when I would allow you to do a little bit more. And so as you progressively add calories, we might add a little more volume or add a little more intensity into the training to support all the additional calories. And so,
I'll send you maps upper lower. I think it's a good bodybuilding routine. It's a 4-day split. So 4 days a week in the gym. It's a good amount of volume for a guy like you. It's not overdoing it. I think 6 days a week on average in the gym is probably overdoing the volume to try to build for most people. So I'll send that to you, and that way you have our program. Increase your calories, get strong, get the metabolic rate where you want it, and then from there, I think then you'll have a good time.
And I know it's generic numbers, and if we were coaching, it'd be more specific to you. But good generic number for you. You want to be in the high 3,000s, especially a guy who's stepping 10,000 steps a day. So you're an active person training quite a bit, and your size. You want to be at least 3,800 plus calories and in the teens body fat percentage. So that should be goal first. Can I get my calories that high while getting my body fat percent? And getting your body fat percent down is not through cutting, it's through building muscle. So can I build muscle, build the metabolism to where I'm eating that much and my body fat is starting to get in the mid to low teens? That's our first goal. And that's
and it's been uncomfortable, increasing calories because growing up with the fear of carbs, I'm going to get fat. But what's been interesting over this last 9 months is that, I've been increasing my calories and I'm staying full and satiated, and my body fat is beginning to go down. That's and my weight my positive weight is going up. So some of that fear is leaving.
It'll keep working.
It'll keep working that way. Yep. So that's where we want to keep focus is keep doing that. Because a guy as active as you are, you should be, and your size, you should be able to eat high 3,000s. Comfortably and be able to be in the low teens, and that's a better position for us to start talking about. Okay, this is when we can do a stage.
Understood. Cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much.
You got it, man. We'll send that program to you.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You got it. I'm glad I asked if he was natural. I don't like, especially if you're 51. I don't care how healthy your metabolic rate is. You get on stage at single digit body fat. You are destroying your hormones.
Oh, you absolutely would. Everybody, from where he's coming from. You absolutely would. That's way too low. It's too low of calories to that high of body fat percentage.
But even if you had a great metabolic rate, if you're natural and you get down to, stage ready is like 4% body fat at the high end, your hormones are screwed. Really low. Oh yeah, your testosterone's in the tank. There's no way.
Our next caller is Amanda from Indiana.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello. Hi. Oh my God, this is so crazy. All right, I wrote myself a little outline, so I'm just gonna get into it so I don't ramble. Okay. So I'm 31, mom of 2. I have a 2-year-old and 3-year-old boys. And earlier this year, I was on GLP-1 for about 6 months. I did semaglutide. During that time, I lost 25 pounds and went from 32 to 26% body fat. I just used a scale at home to get those measurements. Okay. And then while I was on the shot, I was doing full body lift 2 times a week. And then I would do 1 day of intentional zone 2 cardio, just 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. And then steps wise, this is the same now and then. It varies a lot. So I'm a receptionist 2 days a week. So those days, very, very low steps, lucky if I get 6,000. And then the rest of the time when I'm home with the kids, it's really anywhere between 8 and 15, just depending on the weather, what they're doing, how busy we are, things like that. And diet wise, while I was taking it, I probably averaged around 1,500 calories. And I made 100 grams of protein my goal per day. That was just what was reasonable for me to get to within those calories. And with appetite and stuff. I stopped probably about 5 pounds short of my goal, about 1% short of my body fat goal. And the reason for this was I feel like I could have achieved the like numbers goal. But we just anecdotally, we're like pretty avid hikers. And we did a long weekend trip in Big Bear. And there was one day we did like a 5-mile hike that just like completely whooped me. Like when 6 months prior we had done Zion, like basically top to bottom with no issue. So I just knew that I was like really depleted. I felt really weak. It was time to kind of turn things around and start getting strong again. I think at the same time, I was listening to you guys and there was a podcast. One of you had said something along the lines of like, with 26% fat with more muscle, you're going to look better than like 22% with little muscle. So that kind of was what got me to turn around. Let's see here. I do think some good takeaways I had from the GLP-1, as far as like things I took from diet is like, I can ignore desserts if they're in my house now for the most part. We eat way less like takeout pizza. I feel like I can leave food on the plate at the end of the meal when I'm full. So I do think there have been some lasting effects in that regard. So then since I've gotten off the medication, in the last 2.5 months or so, I think I put on about 5 pounds, 1% body fat, give or take. Again, this is with my scale, so I know it's not perfect. And then calories, I'd say I'm averaging between 23 to 2,400 calories, with 130 grams of protein. The calorie, I think I mentioned this in my original email. I've tried in the past to have like a daily calorie goal that's like the same throughout, and that I just don't stay consistent with it. And I think it has a lot to do with how my days are so different. Like the days that I'm not moving at all, it's like a labor to get to 2,000 calories. Whereas the days where I have 15,000 stuffs with my kids, I feel like I could, eat a horse and still be hungry. So I do kind of log my weight and body fat in my wearable every day and use the calories it says I'm burning to kind of determine what I'm eating throughout the day. Again, I know it's not perfect, but it's kind of what keeps me more or less consistent. And then workout wise, what I'm doing now is a 4-day upper lower split. I've cut out like the intentional cardio. I just do what I do throughout my day. And then lift wise, for squats, I've put on 25 pounds, bench, I've put on 15 pounds, RDL, I've added 20 pounds. And right now I have 2 more weeks of like a 5x5 split, or 5x5, whatever you want to call it. And then as far as goals go, like I said, I do want to put on muscle. And long term, I just want to be a great mom, like have good energy. I feel like I'm a very kind of average person. Like I wouldn't call myself a fitness enthusiast, but I care about it. I want to be healthy. I want to have energy and be fun. I've always felt like my kind of struggle is like, if I'm not tracking or trying to lose weight, then I'm probably gaining weight in a bad way. And I'd like to get away from that. And I'd like to be able to just kind of live my life and be aware of what I'm eating without having to worry about like, am I going to put on 5 pounds this weekend? So I guess tips, advice, guidance from you guys, and then also any advice you have on, I guess, maintaining like self-control while reverse dieting, because I definitely do have tendencies to binge in the evenings, especially my husband travels for work a lot. So if he's not home and then the kids are in bed, like I'm basically just alone looking at the kitchen, I can do some work. Yeah. So just any advice you guys have.
Amanda, you're killing it. Mm-hmm. You're doing a great job.
Thank
you. Great transition.
All the things you're doing. Even the undulating the calories. You don't have to eat a consistent calorie every single day. I'm way more pro you eating more on those days when you're more active and need the calories. That makes total sense. Lower on the other days, so you're averaging out the 2,300 calories. You're in a much better place calorie wise. You're in a much better place protein wise. The fact that you've added 25 pounds to your squat, your bench is going up. That means we're getting stronger. Muscles to come, and the body comp is going to change. You're going to continue to get better.
Amanda, do you mind if I ask you some questions to dig a little deeper?
Of course. Okay. Yeah.
When you went on the GLP, what was the main motivation for getting on that?
Um, weight loss, aesthetics. I was low energy. It was the dead of winter too. So energy was low from that. Here in Indiana, we don't really get the sun after October. Both my kids were giants when they were born, and both were C-sections. So, after my 2-year-old was born and until I started GLP-1, it was probably about a year and a half. I had probably put on close to 30 pounds.
Okay.
I was the biggest I ever had been. And I had kind of tried to do it on my own and was not successful. So it was accessible to us. So I didn't really see a reason not to.
Yeah. No, nothing wrong with going on. But it sounds, and just correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you felt a little out of control, and the GLP-1 would add a little bit of control. Okay.
Yes.
And then you did say at the end, husband's out traveling for work, you're home alone. That's when you tend to, kids are in bed. That's when you tend to, it's okay. Yeah. Is that a trigger? Kind of feeling lonely, bored? I think
it's boredom more than anything.
Okay. And the reason why I'm asking these questions, because now you're off the GLP, and you stopped for a good reason. You stopped because you were eating too little. You felt weak and you felt tired. You said you think you were averaging about 1,500. It sounds like you weren't really tracking. You're kind of guessing.
I'd say loosely tracking. I was losing weight, so I wasn't worried about being, perfect with it. Yeah. I would have like 3 or 4 days where I would track really good and then stop for 3 or 4 days. And it went, I'd say my lowest, it was like 1,000, highest, it was like 1,800. So I kind of got in the middle.
Okay. And then now you said you think you're averaging around 23, 24. Is that consistent tracking or is that another estimate?
Yes. No, I'll stop for like a day or two, but then I'll be right back on it. And honestly, the only thing that really changes a whole lot is dinner. I eat pretty much the same breakfast throughout the week. Sometimes I'll do like overnight oats instead of a shake, but it's the 2 or 3 meals are consistent.
Okay. And then when you were on the semaglutide, was it hard for you to hit your protein targets? Did you feel like you had to
she only hit 100.
You had to kind of make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was funny. It was almost like, the food aversions I had from when I was pregnant, came back.
I've heard that.
It was very interesting.
I've heard that. So I would guess your calories probably lower than you think during that period of time, especially if you stopped because you started to feel kind of weak. I like what you're doing now, but I can hear a little bit of the fear in you. Like I feel like I might get out of control again, or there may be periods of time when I get out of control. Amanda, I think you're doing everything great, but I think you're a great candidate for coaching. I think it would be very valuable for you to work with a coach through this process because you don't have the chemical signal right now that's telling you not to eat. Yeah. Which it sounds like that's what and this is just how GLPs work. We rely on that. And then when it's gone, okay, how do I deal with this new signal that's coming back at times? And I'm afraid I'm going to go right back to what I was doing before. And that happens. Sometimes. But this is the perfect time to work with a coach right now. Right now is the perfect time. You're off the GLP. You're going on a reverse diet. You're trying to build. This is when you can develop new behaviors. The old behaviors that you used to do before the GLP, you weren't committing while on the GLP, so those neural networks are weakened. So we're in a perfect position to get you in a new place, to not bounce back to what it was like before for you, where you felt like you were out of control. So if we just do this conversation, I'm going to tell you you're doing everything right. And I think you are doing everything right. Okay. And I want you to build, and I want you to eat only whole natural foods and only eat when you're hungry. Stay away from junk food and processed food. If you just did that, you're going to be fine. But if you know yourself and you're like, okay, this is going to be hard. And when the appetite signals come back, this is why I'm a little worried. What a good coach is going to be able to do over the next, let's say 6 months is get you to a place where at the end of 6 months, you're like, man, I got this now. I'm not going to bounce back. I totally got this. But that's going to be a bit of a process. This is literally the perfect time to hire a coach. The perfect time to hire a coach when you're on a GLP-1 is on the GLP-1 and when you come off a GLP-1. But you did it on your own. Now you're off. You want to do it now. You can always hire one later. But what often happens, and we have clients like this, is they go on the GLP, they lose weight, they get off the GLP, they kind of struggle through it, start to gain the weight back. Then they come and see us and, oh God, I gained most of the weight back. Now I want to work with a coach. And we work with them and we have success. But it's like, man, if we got you before that, this would have been a lot easier. So this would be perfect timing for you right now. But I like what you're doing with your strength training. I like where your calories are at. The best thing you could do is avoid foods that are hyper palatable or that trigger you to want to eat more. Like that's the real basic black and white rule.
Even when you have those moments of boredom, when you're alone at night and you go and get something, if you just made the right food choice,
that's what I mean.
Be okay.
Protein.
Like if you just gave yourself permission, like I can go in and go eat again, but I'm going to go eat a second serving of what dinner was.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Versus I'm going to go have whatever your thing
that's
is.
Right.
Because most people, it's this thing that's not serving you. And you can eat a lot more of it, and it's high calorie, and it's not high protein. And so,
which, by the way, what Adam's saying works so well, but it's still not easy. So I just want to communicate this to you and anybody watching right now. It sounds like, oh, I'm hungry. You know what? I'm going to go eat a whole natural food meal. You're still going to want to fight it. You're still going to be like, no, I'd rather have pizza, or I'd rather have the ice cream.
Cravings,
so it's still hard. It's just way easier than saying I'm not going to eat anything, because then that turns into something completely different.
Yeah, that's true.
So what Adam's saying works really well, but it's still hard. And so what a coach is going to do is walk you through that process. You're going to bounce things off of them. And then here's the other part. The reverse diet part for you is going to be really scary, because you're going to be afraid of what's going to happen. And they're going to coach you through the whole process. And so we're in a great position to build. You're already, by the way, your strength gains are beautiful. I think we have a lot more strength gains coming. And so we can really build the body that we want now, if we catch you now. So what you got is about a 6-month period here of amazing transformation if we do this the right way.
Okay.
Is that something you're interested in? Because I can have someone call you to talk to you about that.
I mean, I would be open to a conversation. I don't know if it's something that we would, just to be candid, like money wise, I don't know if that's something we would pay for.
Totally fair.
But I mean, I'd be open to the conversation. Definitely.
Totally fair. Yeah. Worst case scenario, we could even figure out how to have somebody set up your macros and everything for the next, few months. Nonetheless, what Adam mentioned, if you stick to that, you're going to be okay. Because what could very quickly happen is you start to revert to old patterns, and that spirals very quickly.
The key, the key to that is you're not going to want to do it because it's not going to sound good, right? So, and this is the difference of creating new habits and behaviors. Is you at first it's hard. You still make the decision anyways. Then what you realize is you have that thing, and then you're like, oh, I'm satisfied. Actually, that does feel better. It's just the moment of making the decision to do that instead of the other thing. And you'll wrestle with it quite a few times until you've done it enough times that and then that becomes a thing that, if I'm really hungry at night, that's what I go have. And so, and I don't know how long you've listened to the show, but I shared my journey when I used the GLP-1s, and one of the things that my thing has always been is ice cream, and it was like switching that over to the Greek yogurt and scoop of protein in my berries, and it's like that now becomes the thing that I go get at night. So, and
Amanda, are you on compound pharmacy GLP, or are you on the brand name semaglutide, with the pen?
I was compounded.
Okay, if it's compounded, so you could also go on a really, really small dose. You could microdose it. Yeah. You could also get back on for a little bit to get back off. But there's some other options. Typically, when we work with people through this process, you see there's a significant percentage that end up going back on for a short time and coming back off through this process. And then we have people that don't ever have to go back on again. Okay. So just keep that in mind and give yourself some grace, because coming off a GLP can be a bit difficult for people. Once that signal's gone, all of a sudden people are like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's crazy. I felt the effect at the very beginning, and then I was like, oh, I got this. And then 2 weeks after I was done, I was like, oh,
uh-oh. Yeah. That's exactly what it takes.
Yep.
Yeah. And then just one more quick question, kind of as an aside. So let's say I do the next 6 months, to a T, I get to where I want to be. How, I guess, have you guys in the past, for either yourselves or coached, transitioning from a reverse to, okay, now this is just where I'm at?
Oh, you just enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You just enjoy what you're doing, eat when you're hungry, stick to whole natural foods, and you don't have to worry.
When you've done a really proper reverse diet, you actually get to a place. This is the experience that most, if not all, people have, where they're like, I've never been able to eat this much food before
And just maintain
where I'm at. And so what that allows is this kind of natural undulating, like you've talked about. Oh, some days when I get really busy, I end up eating lower calories. Then other days I have higher calories. Every once in a while I get to have a treat in there or have a glass of wine or do those things I enjoy. And it doesn't feel like I put on a bunch of body fat.
Yeah.
Where our metabolism is really slow and we're in an unhealthy place and we have these bad days or things swinging like that, it feels like you just put on body fat. And when the metabolism is working for you and it's roaring, you have a lot of metabolic flexibility.
Yep.
And so it's a lot easier. It's hard work getting there and building that, but once you're there, it's much easier to maintain.
Yeah, well, you're probably if you do this right, Amanda, you're pretty young too. You're looking at 6 months from now. If you're at 25%, you'll probably get down to 23 with a much higher calorie intake and strong.
Yeah.
Without having to do a
That'd
cut.
be awesome.
Yep. Yep.
That'd be really cool.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, that answers my questions.
All right,
You got
Amanda.
it. Good luck. Reach back out if you need
Thank
help,
you.
okay?
Yeah, we'll do.
All right.
Bye-bye. She didn't want to hear what I had to say. Well, look, here's the thing. When I see a young woman at 32%, isn't that crazy?
Well, she wasn't really a candidate.
And you
for
get on
GLP-1.
it. That's what I'm saying.
No.
And you get on a GLP.
It just shows you how popular it is. Right
It shows
now.
you how popular it is. It also shows, and she was, there was she was speaking a little bit to this.
Outsourcing discipline.
And I don't know for sure. This is just a short conversation, but there's probably some tendencies there with food where you really feel out of control.
Right.
And that's why you're like, I'm doing the GLP. And without coaching, very difficult. Very difficult. On a GLP, you're just not hungry. You don't want food. And so you could live that way. You get off, those signals kick back up. It is very difficult to deal with them unless you've learned how to develop new behaviors.
Well, we didn't.
You gotta build those behaviors.
We didn't really deal with it.
That's what I mean.
The GLP-1 quieted the noise. There was no desire. Wasn't hungry.
Yeah. And I bet her calories were not averaging 1,500.
No. She said 1,000 to 1,800. So she just chose 1,500 as like the middle, but she was probably a lot of 1,000 calorie days.
That's right.
And that's what made her feel that way for sure. No, definitely.
All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. How strong should you be? Ever wonder if you're actually strong, or at least compared to people like yourself? Today's episode, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to help you determine how strong you should be, and also talk about the steps to getting strong as fast as possible. In fact, we're going to talk about the fastest way to get bigger and stronger all at the same time.
I know keeps Adam up at night.
Yes, it does actually, and I know that you wrote a really complex episode here, but I think Justin's metric has been the one